Hello, good evening. This is another one of those impromptu building live streams. I'm just grabbing some time. I'm aiming for a Monday night almost every week. Who knows? I'm going to grab that time if I have it, an hour or two. At the moment I've got, an hour and 40 minutes if I'm lucky. So in order to do some DIY, because I'm very much behind on the DIY and I would like to improve upon that situation and do it better and do it faster and get it done, because I have some very cool kits to build that deserve my time and a bit of attention and a little bit of promotion out there too. This one that we're building this week, this time on this day, is the Sycamore from Divergent Waves. It is, I think, essentially a touring machine with quantization and scales built in. So that's pretty interesting, which ultimately means it's a sort of self-generating sequencer, but one that perhaps behaves itself. So I'm pretty interested in getting this one together. So I'm not going to faff around this time. If you're there in the chat, you're very welcome to throw in comments and stuff. I will check in from time to time, but I'm not expecting there to be a bunch of people knocking around. If you're there, that's brilliant. If you're not to worry, and I will continue on anyway, regardless. And yes, I do look a little bit cold. It is a little bit cold, but I'm working through it. So let me think about what I'm doing and try to get this as lovely and smooth as you know it can be. So let's go to the top-down camera, which I think is that one. Good, and let's just have a look at the kit. Just making sure that everything appears to be working as best as I can work out. Bring my microphone over here a little bit. Try to make that a bit better. All right, let's have a look through the bits that I have. So there's the front panel. This is the main PCB, which looks like it has a lot of the stuff already on there for us, which is super. I've got an envelope, the sort of thing you put your Sunday school collection in. Doesn't seem to have anything. It probably had something at some point, but it doesn't have anything at the moment. Now here, I think, is the thing that runs the whole show. Namely some kind of Raspberry Pi, I think. Some pie-shaped thing, which we'll be attaching. And a couple of switches. And, oh look, those are like LED type display things. Cool, keep all those to one side. We have a secret, special, small little thing here, which feels like it's going to be full of screws. Well, a few bits and pieces, including, I think, some surface mount. Ooh. Not looking forward to that particularly. Oh, interesting array of parts. Shuffle those out of the way. And then in the larger bag, I've got some larger bits, front panel stuff, headers, which I think are going to be for the Raspberry Pi, some more buttony type things. Does that look like? Doesn't seem to do much in a button way. Anyway, bits and pieces, good. So we have the bits and pieces together, as you can see. It all comes down to how well this module goes. Not the module, how well the manual goes. So I have the manual up here. See if I can bring that up on the control. Think like that. Yep. Good. So I've not had a look at this or anything before. We're just going to attack it as it is. See how it goes. Oh, look. Photos. That's fantastic. Oh, goodness me. This is going to be great. I can tell already. Fantastic. All right. So, right. Well into that. I have to say I was a little bit worried about this first page that was just text. When it actually looks like this could be great. This could be great. Right, so What is that? That is this. Okay, good, right. Right, PCB versions 1.2 has a production mistake. Now, see if I can find out what this is. Let's bring this in a little bit. So 1.2, this is, would you believe it, 1.2, it says there. Great. So it has a manufacturing mistake. Expect to see one cut trace and a blob of solder bridging 2 pins on the ADC chip. I wonder what the ADC chip is. Oh, well, there's some kind of mess over here. See this? So I think that's probably it. Something going on there. Oh yeah, and there is a cut. Alright, so that's intentional, I suppose, is what they're saying. Right, gather all the tools. So you want a PCB vise. Well, I don't have anything of that sort of nature. I do have my hands, which tends to work. Fan, yeah. An absorbent material to get rid of solder and fumes. Absorbent material? I don't actually have any water for my sponge. But hey, never mind. We'll cope. We'll cope without water. Will I? I'll have to spit in it. Do I have any anywhere? No, not to hand. Just the dregs of my coffee. I don't think that's going to be very nice. Anyway, we'll go with it. See what happens. Overhead lighting, yeah. Silicone mat. Well, I've got a cork mat. Is that good enough? Which will probably burn really nicely because it has all this lovely stuff burnt into it, which is cool. But anyway, not worrying about it. Solder dispenser, check. I have solder. Tubs to hold parts, yeah, whatever. Multimeter, yeah, we'll have a look at that in a bit. Oh look, see, they put it in a lovely array of things. Look at that. How lovely. But I think we have all the bits. Take a look at the bill of materials and make sure you have all the parts. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't have any time for that. I'm just going to do what we're doing and see how that goes. Do I have time for that? No, I don't. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, let's just see how it goes. So, first, solder the headers to the Pico. They hold everything in place. All right. Like that. Okay, so let's get our Raspberry out. And go back to our manual. So it was using these together with these. Now they appear to be cut to size. And the short bit is going through the pie. Like that. And then it just falls out. See, what they did on the previous picture, I've never seen that before, is to put it across like that. Now that's just genius. That's absolute genius. Because that's going to hold it sort of in place, isn't it? What a brilliant idea. Let's try that out. So I'm going to put that like that. And then just put this across. Like that. And like that. And that's going to keep it nicely together while I solder it. How brilliant. Because you're going to want this to be nice and straight, because it's going to have to fit in a bunch of stuff. You don't want it to be at a kind of a crazy angle. And this here is keeping that nice and straight. That's genius, that is. Right, I'm going to turn my soldering iron on. Trying to get some of this stuff out of the way that's going to be in the danger zone. Put my fan on. Hopefully that's not going into the stuff. Hey Crystal Visions, good to see you. Someone in the chat. Hooray! I'm not by myself. So this, let's get this, make sure I'm more in the right place. So I'm not going out of shot. Put these important things out of the way. Okay. So solder the headers to the Pico, that's what we have to do. And they're giving us a nice picture of what it should look like, which is brilliant. Oh, rats. Right, we'll come to that in a minute. Right, first things first, let's just do a bit of soldering. Let's just get on with it. Where are my specs? Safety specs, magnifiers, ready to go. Just checking everything's all right. Hey, good to see you. Right. I've got just cables all in the place. All in the way of everything. Okay. Let's do a nice little row of soldering. I'm just doing one pin on each side just to make sure that that's nice and straight before I do the rest. Now, you know, using these was total brilliance. So that's been very helpful. So I'm quite confident that that's all nice and straight and in there. So I'm going to go and do the rest. Be careful not to put the iron on any of the surface mount bits and pieces. Stick to your lane. That's one. Don't know if you can hear that, but there's something gnawing. Something somewhere is gnawing away at something. Now, it's often on the outside of the shed, at least I always hope it is. But, you know, every now and again, it's something making a bed on the inside. Which I do not want that. It's quite loud. Pardon me a moment. Well, nothing came scurrying out, so I'm going to take that as a win. We'll see anyway. Right, don't get distracted. So yeah, nicely done. Nicely done, if I say so myself. Nicely done. Now, thing is, right, next it says that we've got to go and program it. I wasn't expecting to do that. So connect the Pico to your computer and program it with the firmware. Right, how the hell do you do that? I wonder. See the guide for more details. Alright, so this is going to be a pain. Oh dear, I hate programming these things. It's always a struggle. So let's see what we can see. To program the Sycamore firmware, you need the Pico Pi, got that, micro USB cable, the firmware, and CircuitPython UF2 file. Alright. So we're going to download that. Oh, there's a lot in there. Am I extracting all that or not? Unknown at the moment. CircuitPython 10.3. Latest stable release, I guess. Download now. At the time of writing, please choose 8.2.10. Okay. Let's go back to there then. Sorry. 10. There's a absolute newest. Previous versions. Oh, flippin' heck, what does it all mean? Okay, alright. What did it say? 8 point what? What's it? Oh, I have to go back. Alright, is everybody keeping score? It was 8.2.10. 8.2.7. 8.2.8. 8.2.10. This one. Okay. So disconnect the Sycamore module from your modular synth. Well, look what I've got. You're not even looking at what I've got. I've only got this. Follow the Adafruit tutorial to Flash. You'll need a copy to the Pico and wait for it to restart. Once installed, you should find... Oh, geez. Unzip the firmware. Copy it over. Once you're done, it should look like this. That's it. Follow the Adafruit tutorial. All right, just to throw this out here, because I can feel my anxiety building, is that relying on somebody else's third-party installation instructions to work for your thing is all very well, but it doesn't help you if you're trying to build a kit. What I want is clear instructions on what to do. I've bought the kit, I have the Pi. What I need is step-by-step instructions on what to do, because I'm not necessarily a Python programmer or engineer. I don't know what Adafruit is. So that's really poor, I think. Oh look, there was a link directly to the thing that I wanted. Oh, okay, bad manualing. So what am I doing even? Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to ignore it, right, for the moment. Because this has to be programmable ultimately from when it's installed in the module. You have to be able to do that anyway. So I'm going to do it at the end because I'm going to run out of time faffing around trying to work out how to update the firmware, trying to do something I don't actually know how to do. I'm good at following instructions. Instructions are helpful. This is not helpful at the moment. So I'm going to continue with the build and then do this at the end. That seems to be possible because the instructions themselves suggest that's actually what you're doing, as opposed to doing it now as the other instructions are telling you to. Lack of consistency. So, alright. Yeah. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on, alright? I hope that's okay. I hope I've made myself clear and I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill. It's probably really easy. Hello, there's people in the chat who are going to tell me it's really easy. Build it. Yeah. Yeah, good. So, oh, glory. So, come on, get yourself together now. So let's head back at the manual then. So we're looking at LEDs. So the mode LEDs apparently are the first to solder. On the back of the LED is a long vertical line. What the heck is that a picture of? LEDs. First to solder. Do they mean these? I don't know. I think this might have been a bad idea. No. What are we talking about? Mode LEDs. Maybe I need to look at the bomb because I'm a bit confused at the moment. Okay, there's 3 diodes here. So if I go over to the bomb, right? Okay. So we've got a Raspberry Pi. Did that bit. Got that bit. We've got pin headers and pin sockets. Yes. That's all together. We have some green... We have one green button. This green button. Yes. We have rotary encoders with the D shaft. So there's one. Oh no, they're both D shaft. Rotary encoder with button. Rotary encoders with buttons. That one. There's one of those. Pots, there should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got those. Shrouded headers. One of those, that's the power thing, yep. Mono jacks, should be 10 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's 10 in my hand. Dipstick. Buttons with LEDs. 1, 2, 3 of those. And 7 segment LEDs. 2 of. Right, got all of that. Other parts. Screws, power cable, jack washers, jack nuts. Washers, washers, washers. Knobs, encoder knobs. LED light pipes. Right. Okay, should you wish to customize your Sycamore, the jacks will accept alternative nuts. Different surface mount LEDs may be used for the mode display. Mode button can be swapped. So I have this here, these 4 things. Which are, oh right at the top. Okay, right at the top, completely missed all of that. LEDs, 3. I've got 4, which is cool. There's a spare one in case one goes somewhere else. Right, pulling this together slowly. So, where it says LEDs here, what it should really say is surface mount LEDs. Then we would be without any problem, wouldn't we? So, anyway, I'm just being particularly spiky this evening. So on the back of the LED is a long vertical line that indicates the 5-volt side, which is the left side of the module. Let's see whether anything's revealed if I go further down. So they're going there. Right, got that. So, I'm making such a meal of this, aren't I? Sorry, everyone. So here, you're probably not going to be able to see them. But on this side, within the tiny little hole that I can see, there is this green thing going on, pointing. So the vertical line should be on the left-hand side, vertical line, and the indicator line should be on the bottom as you place it with the LED's lens facing up. You can decide how you want to solder the LEDs. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to take these out of here. Let me get a pair of tweezers. That's the word I'm after, tweezers. Where are my tweezers? I have 2 pairs of tweezers. No, come on, come on, hold it together. I've seen them, I have seen them. Okay, I found some tweezers. They may have to do. I can't open it. I can't open it. Gosh, this is painful. Oh, my goodness. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Liable to blow away. Now they have these lines on them. You might be able to just about make out. I've just got to try to comprehend what they're trying to say. Anyway, back. Okay, let's try to focus in. Time pressure. Are they still there? They're still there, right. So I got this bugger here, right? I have these 3 bits here that it needs to go on. 1, 2, 3. What I've got to work out is which way round it goes. So the vertical line on the LED should be on the left side of the PCB. Now, I mean, I don't mean to split hairs or nothing. I mean, it is just about a little bit over on the left. The indicator line should be on the bottom of the LED as you place it, with the lens facing up. Okay, so it's got to be turned over. I get that. You can decide exactly how to solder it. So my assumption is that if it's on the left side, it's going to be like that. Right, I don't know if you can see that because of the light. So it's slightly on the left, pointing the other way. So I'm mirroring what they've got on their screen. Here you can see an in progress shot. I've added a little bit too much paste. Yeah, well, I'm going to do it differently to that. Alright, let's do this. Come on, let's do this. Let's just go with what it says it believes it is. So I believe it's going to be like that. Take that off there for the minute. So the way I do manual flip-in surface mount is I put a gob of solder on one pad to start with. That was rubbish. Do I? Is that what I do? I think it is. I think that's what I do. But this is not happening. It's just not going on there. Okay, there we go. Put gob jewel on there. Gob jewel on there. And a gob jewel on there. I think that's what I do. Is that what I do? It's been a long time since I did that. Descartes' dream. And then I kind of push this into it. That's the plan. Don't think there's enough on there. But it has to be that way. But it has to be the other way up. And then I'm going to be kind of cack-handed. But hey, it will have to work. So let's see if I can do this. So I'm going to... Oh, goodness, careful. Bring this over here. Can I bring this in any closer so you can see? Would that be fun? Would that be more fun? This business here, right? So it has to be the other way up, but I need to keep it. Oh, okay, so I can see green on this side. Don't hold it too straight. So I think it has to go like that. I'm pretty sure it has to go like that. I think that's what they're telling us. So if I heat this up, heat this pad up, I should be able to push this into it. Like that. See? Simple, really. Now I can see that it's green on the other side. So if I look on their picture, the picture is not good enough for me to know whether that's quite right or not. The vertical line should be on the left hand side of the PCB. That's what I'm trying to do. It's definitely what I'm trying to do. Alright, so let's take another one. Left hand side. So that should be like that. Oh, let's not burn myself. Let's not burn myself. So I'll put that down there. I'm going to heat up this pad which has solder on it. Push that in. Alright. One more. See, I think there's a tiny... I don't know what that is. Don't know if that's a thing. That's helpful. Because it's not labelled positive or negative on the board here, which is also not helping. There's not enough solder on there. Okay, well, So with that done on one side, I'll then apply some solder on the other side. Hopefully without burning the component. And with hopefully some of it actually going on the pad rather than just all over the soldering iron. Put something that's going to help that not disappear. This is rubbish. This is terrible. What am I doing? Ah! I want it to go onto the pad. having terrible difficulty getting it to do anything but go onto the iron. I've got a little bit of flux going on. I can definitely see that happening. I am looking like an idiot at the moment. Come on. Now, I don't usually have any difficulty with surface mount, but this is particularly small. Right, let's try everything around the other way. That's better. That was better. Well, you know what? I think that's kind of on. So let's hope I got those the right way around. It ain't pretty, but then I'm not here for the pretty. Heck and all, Sycamore. Divergent. Right, well, we're going to see how that goes. It might well be that I'm going to have to fix it later. Let's see, shall we? Right, good. Moving on. Now solder the rear components. Start with a power connector. It should be placed respecting the silk screen and notch point towards the bottom of the CD. Solder 1 or 2 pins and check, and then do it flush. Okay, so that's this thing here. So this should go. So this is the front panel. So this is the back, starting with the power, which is going to go there. Now, do I have anything else that's going to be smaller than that? No. All right, let's just do that then. Okay, nice big picture. That's fine. We like that. We'll go with that, I think. So we're just going to turn it over. Going to solder it on one leg, one pin. And try to keep it all nice and straight. Add a bit of solder. Take the soldering iron off. Have a look. Does that look straight and flat? Yeah, more or less. Do the rest. I guess the cool thing about live streaming is I can't hide. There's no like doing it and then phoning a friend and finding out how to do it and then doing it better and then not mentioning how terrible it was for the sake of not upsetting the manufacturer. I got no choice. I'm just in the thick of things. Gosh, this is all over the place. Whose idea was it to do these things in the evening when I have no energy, no brain power left? Okay, that's the power done. Right, next we're going to want our Raspberry Pi put into its sockets. So can we make this slightly smaller? Is that possible? Because everything goes off the side. What have I done to make this bigger? Now that I've taken the keyboard off. Oops. Okay, that's better. Okay, slot the Raspberry Pi into its soldered headers from the first step into the 20-pin sockets. So we're going to do this into sockets. These are already cut to length, which is nice. Not having to deal with that malarkey. As you do on some kits, the first thing you've got to do is take a piece of clippers to everything. That's always my favourite. Okay, good, good, lovely, lovely. Insert into the PCB with the USB port pointing upwards. So it's on this back side, which is up. We've already had left and down, which is up. Insert into the PCB the USB port on the right by pointing upwards, as with the power connector. So on this side, do we think? I'm sure there's going to be a picture any second. Solder a couple of pins, make sure. Okay, as with blah blah. So yes, so according to the manual, it needs to go this way up. The Raspberry Pi down here, this bit, blah de blah. So, I mean, I could solder one. What I do as you're told. Do as you're told. Solder one pin and check. That's always good. I mean, it's there. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. But heck, let's do it. Because I'm bound to make terrible errors if I'm not careful. So let's hold that on there. Let's do a pin. And make sure this is flat as anything. Let go. There. That's fine. I hope I'm not having to solder anything under there. Yeah, I am. That's great. So look, I'm going to have to solder two great big whopping great knob things here. So I'm going to have to be soldering through the Pi, or at least through the headers, because I can take this off obviously. Just do what you're told. Do what you're told. Keep it going. Keep it going. Right. What's the time? Okay, I've got an hour. Got an hour. Let's zoom through this soldering then. Well, I would say that's pretty varied, but hey, it's there. Okay, did that. Oh, then you have to take it out. Did it say that? No, it didn't. It just say, okay, so you did that, and then you take it out. Front panels. So we just wobble that. Wobble that out of there. Like so. Ta-da! Then I can solder underneath and melt big chunks of this away so it doesn't fit anymore. That's the plan. That's the plan. So gather remaining parts. All this stuff junk over here. Best to do this in a certain order. Okay. Do not solder any of these parts yet. So start with a rotary encoder. So we're this way up now. Start with a rotary encoder. That was a blue one, wasn't it? Yeah. Make sure the 3 legs are pointed towards the bottom of the board. Well, where does it go? Then add the 4 potentiometers. Right. So switch 1, presumably. No, but that's a switch, though, isn't it? That's a switch, that's a switch. Well, maybe it sort of is a switch. Is it going to give me information as to where it actually goes? Yeah, okay, so at that top corner. So let's use this as our guide. So photos are very, very handy because the descriptions, you're not really giving me much to go on in terms of, you know, name what it's, tell me what it says on the board and match that with the thing on here. It's probably on the bomb, but I've got to go to a whole other place to keep checking that. So that seems to go there. Don't solder it. These presumably are the same and go along these 3 corners here. Now, does it have to go a particular way round? I don't think so, but I do have a dot on it. I'm just going to go back up and check. Add the 4 pots, 3 LED buttons. They have a small green dot which should face the right hand side towards the pots. PCB also has a dot. Yes, it does have a dot. Good, glad I checked. So let's do the 4 pots before I do those, because that's what it suggests I should do. And these, I think, are the middle here. Good gosh. It doesn't want to go in. Come on. Okay. Ouch. Got that in. Got it. Got it. This one. So they are a little bit tricky. All right, that's those in. Then these with the green dot going on the inside. Fiddly little spindly legs. Oops. Come on, everything. Keep it together. green dot. Yeah. Green dot. Yeah. Green dot. Yeah. Okay. And the thonky kongs. Make sure they lie flat. So all of these fellas go on. And with these you have one leg which is the protruding leg, which is the ground. Put that in first and everything else just rocks along kind of nicely. They have a little bit of grip to them in that tension of that leg. Down here also, these ones are not sharing legs or anything like I've seen on plenty of other boards. They'll have their own bit. Good. Add the round button, top right. Make sure the flat edge is pointing upwards. Flat edge. Flat edge. That's straightforward enough. So, my worry there, right, is that if my LEDs are terrible, the chances of me getting in with the soldering iron are pretty slim. Pretty slim, I think. Yeah, alright then. Okay, I think it looks like that. Pretty much it looks like that. Ooh, it's a nice close-up. Light pipes. Ooh. Light pipes are a press fit item. Just press them firmly into the panel from behind. You'll find the light pipes are not gripping the panel material as firmly as you'd like. Or if. Carefully apply a little cyanoacetate superglue. Are you crazy? To bond them to the panel securely. That wasn't on the list. Having to put superglue on something. Right, alright. So we're talking about these miniature dildos. Yeah. So these go here and these go above my terrible LEDs that are going to work. So that goes in there. 1, 2, 3. Now thankfully I feel that they are adequately in there, so I'm not going to try to find or have to go and buy some super glue. Thread the panel carefully over the front components. Take care with the round button and shorter legs than the other parts. Secure the front panel by adding another nut to the rotary encoder, washers and then nuts to the potentiometers, a couple of washers and nuts to the audio jacks. I prefer to just secure 2 or 3 of the audio jacks at this point, so if something's wrong, go and do it. Yeah, it's worth testing the rotation of the potentiometers. Everything feels correct. So we are going to place this on here. I feel there's something important missing right in the middle there. Okay. That seemed to go alright. Good. Now it says another nut to the rotary encoder. Does it already have a nut on it? Yes it does. Okay. Good to see. So another nut on there. washers and then nuts to the pots. Washer, nut. Washer, nut, I'm a nut down. Darn it. I am a nut down. Either that or there's a different nut, another nut to the rotary encoder. Unless... no, because that nut on there needs to be that height in order to make the board the right height for everything else. So I am, in fact, down a washer. Now they all came out of where, just going to check back through everything. Nothing in that one. Things hidden in corners. Nothing in that one. No. No. And the box that it was in is over here. Oh. I did miss a little bag of stuff, but I don't imagine this has it. This is going to be the knobs and things. Yeah. Alright, so I'm a nut down, but never mind. That's not the end of the world. I think it might turn up. It might turn up. Okay. What does the chat say? Chat says, "What are you doing?" Okay, cool. Well, as long as you're having a lovely time, that's the main thing. So, alright, I'm going to leave that as it is for the minute. And it also wants washers and bits on some of these, although it suggests not all of them because you end up having to take them all off if something goes wrong. So, let's just do a couple of these. Don't always have washers on the patch sockets, but then this is a PCB style front panel, not a metal one. Okay, so I've done enough of that, I think. Test the rotation of the pots. Yeah, they rotate. That presses. These all press. All good signs. Make sure everything feels correct. As far as I can make out, yeah, it feels all right. Okay. Oh, well, I didn't put anything. I didn't put anything on their pots. Fair enough. Solder the front panels. Very carefully flip over. Start soldering the parts. Best to solder parts that had nuts and washers first. Everything holds together. Solder one pin. Make sure they're flush. Take particularly care when soldering the centermost. Yeah, don't melt the sockets. Yeah, solder the round button top right last. Okay. Right. So I've got to do all this soldering. Got to be careful in there. It wants to do the green bit last. Oh look, because it drops out. You see, it drops out. So if I solder everything else out, then I can use something to hold that in and solder it. Last of all, perhaps. So I've got a few things to do. Let's get some of the pots in there. In fact, let's do the hard bit in the middle first so that I know whether I've ruined it or not by heating into the wrong place. So, got to get this in here without doing anything terrible to anything else. Cool. Now you should probably go and check, but everything is screwed in, you know, so I don't think that's entirely necessary. I think you can, once you've got that front panel on and a bunch of the nuts and bolts put in, I'm just gonna, can't quite see over the top of this, then I think you can just go for it. All right, I did one without any trouble. Let's go into here. Yeah. Good. Great. All right, that's those bits in the middle done. Let's get the encoder. Cool. Now I've got to be really careful just around these bits. Good. All right, looking good. I've just got all these jacks to solder, I think. Done this completely randomly. I can hear that gnawing again. Okay. Is that everything other than the switch? I think so. So how am I going to do this switch then? I could stick it on its side. And put some solder on one leg. That seems like that'll work. Let's do that. Assuming I'm not about to push it in. Keep the stuff on, push it down. Seems alright. Seems alright. That's the most rubbish piece of soldering ever. Come on. Let's sort this out. That's better. Great. Okay, good. Don't want to push on that. That will just poke straight through. Need to leave them as they are. Otherwise, it'll be super glue time. Right, so did all of that. 7 segment displays. Insert into the slots at the top of the module. Make sure that the decimal point is at the bottom right hand side. You can feed them through the gap, like drop them in there, I suppose. Tricky. All right. Might need a little bit of. There we go. Oh, no, not tricky. Not tricky. They're a little bit far away, you could say. Going to have slightly small viewing angle. Okay. The two segment displays need to be soldered with a small amount of legs visible on the back as possible to get them as close as possible to the front panel. Right. It can be helpful to tape them together to keep them aligned. Use a scrap of cardboard or a spacer to ensure the proper height. Solder one pin. Yeah. Looks awesome. Looks awesome, that does. Look. Can you see that all right? Look at the state of this. Yeah, mine's going to be probably about as flat as that, I should think. Good, well, I'm glad it's not just me then. Not just me, right. So, how best to do this? Do I have anything I can stuff up it, as it were? Got a sticker here from the Plasma Voice. Maybe if I fold that in half a couple of times, I can put that in there and then essentially push against it. But that's too much. So, do that in half. That's not going to fit, is it? I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I could just go with that and then push against it. Let's see how that goes. See how that pans out. So we put that like that. And then I'm going to see if I can... This all seems a bit unlikely. So, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to stick a bit of solder on there, that leg. Solder on this leg. Oh yeah, no, I need to do one of them. So I'm going to heat that up, push that down, take that off, hope that it hasn't burnt through my fingers. Heat that up, push that down, relief. There we go. Was that of any use? Or was it just kind of nonsense? Well, it could go further. How could I make it go further? Could I perhaps adjust it with my tweezers? See, I'm on cack-handed. I can't solder cack-handed. That's just going to end in tears. But I'm going to stab myself in the face. I am the least ambidextrous. No, see, I'm going to. Goodness, come on. You can work this. This was probably a mistake. Come on. Trying to get it as nubby as possible. That's pretty nubby. Let's try this one. Yeah, I think I did a little bit better there. That's all right. That's all right. That is. That's all right. See that? Pretty good. I think I might get away with that. Solder a different leg and go back over the first one. Two opposite corners first. Good. Oops. Right. Come on. I think near the bottom. Finishing off the front panel, add D-shaft knobs, 4 pots, D-shaft knob to the encoder. Make sure the encoder can be pressed down. Feeling confident, add the rest of the washers and nuts to the thonky conks. Can be helpful to leave this if you think you might have stuffed it up. If you skipped programming the Pico, now is the time! What time is it? 9:10. I've got 20 minutes. Maybe insert the programmed thing into the header. No calibration needed. Cool, great. Right. So, I mean, my feeling is I'm not putting any knobs on until I know that it's actually going to light up. I'll put the knobs on after that. So my feeling at the moment is I need to get on with trying to program this. Because the thing is, I lost this morning to a Daisy, trying to update the firmware on a Daisy, which is just a massive pain in the ass. On Windows, as I am on Windows, I'm sure it's a piece of cake in the Apple world, but on normal computers, it was a disaster. And so this may be easy. I do not know. But I'm going to put this to one side for the moment, then we're going to focus on doing this. I'm not sure how I can best show this to you, but what I do have is the right cable. Well, relatively speaking. Not that one. 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. That flipping scratching, right? It might be someone gnawing through my cables. I can't understand that. It's coming up on my channel as fine. Yeah, you can hear me. You're now coming through the microphone on the overhead camera, so it probably sounds terrible, and I can't do anything about that. But at least you've got some kind of thing. But you've missed all of my real moaning about what the heck I'm doing. So I don't have any clue what I'm doing. Don't have any clue what I'm doing with this. So, and time is running out. So, kind of Divergent Waves. Very sadly, you've kind of screwed yourself, because you're sending me to some tutorial that doesn't exist to do a thing which I can't work out how to do. So I'm kind of stuck. I've got a module, but I had no idea how to do this next bit. I do not know. I mean, it talks about pressing boot cell. I do have a boot cell button, but also reset. There's no reset on this that I can see, unless it's a ridiculously small button. No, I really don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Sending me off on this. Go and find the tutorial on Adafruit is not helping. Really not helping. Beginner. So next you want to plug in your board. All right, well, I mean, okay, well, let's keep at it. I've got 10 minutes. I'm going to plug it into my computer to the side over here. Okay, well, it just like opened up. So maybe it's that simple. I don't know. So that's good. It opened up. Right. Bootloader is the mode your board needs to be in. Start the UF2 bootloader. So, damn it. So find the reset button. It's a small black button. Alright, if I put this, hang on, if I put this back up to here, I don't know whether it's easier or better for you to see the instructions, which are not helping, or the board itself. But then I plugged it in. It's come up to say that there's a thing. I've got no reset button. I've just got boot select. Got no LED on. I'd press the button and plug it in. Drive will pop up. The drive has popped up. Just plug Pico in while pressing the button. It comes up as a drive. Then just copy the files onto it. Really? Well, it came up as a drive. I wasn't holding anything. I just plugged it in and it came up as a drive. Is that the same deal? So I can copy version 8. I decided, yeah. Should be. Paste it into there. Okay, it's now gone away. It flashed a couple of times. And it's come back up again with a bunch of stuff. Alright, that looks all really good. Looks all really good. So, oh, I mean, I did that. So now what do I do? Where was the next thing? But that's all I need to do, isn't it? Copy it on. Should flash and reboot. All right, well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I mean, for God's sake, why can't it just... Because, I mean, surely, right, surely, just a point of order, surely, Divergent, you know what it is that's going into your kit. So you don't need me to go and try and discern what it is and work out how to do it. You know how to do it. So tell us how to do it. That's all. It's just another 5 minutes out of your day to stick it into your manual rather than all this palaver. Yeah, I would say, I mean, that's just some advice from someone who gets frustrated sometimes. Right, anyway, back to the manual, right? So, let's share this tab. Go back. Come on, I've got no time. Keep going. Unzip the firmware. Right, copy the extracted files over onto here. You can overwrite stuff that's there. Once you're done, it should look like this. Great, right. So this is the circuit. What am I looking at? I need to look at Sycamore 1.5, which is zipped. I'm going to extract it all. Okay, I'm then going to going to copy it all. Go back into the circuit pie, paste all of that. Sort of pasting it into the open folder as opposed to within a folder of itself. Replace the files, I believe. Okay. Once you're done, it should look a bit like this, which it does. That's it. I don't want to do any configuration. Expanders. Alright, so apparently that's all good. That's all good. That's good to know. So I'm going to unplug this. Like so. Going to plug it into here, the right way round, which I don't remember. Oh, is that way round? I think. Cool, well, let's plug it in. I've got like 3 minutes, so let's do that. Let's plug it in, see what happens, and see if those lights work. What am I going to plug it into? Got this here. Has that got anything useful in it? Not really. It does have a, I mean, it's got a thing. I need power for it though. Where am I going to find power? I'll have to use this. God, it's weird about that microphone. Don't know what's going on with that at all. Come on! Bloody patch cables, whose idea was that? Right. Right. Before I turn it on, just going to check that there was nothing else I should have done. So assembly, all the way down to the bottom. Stop it, stop it, stop it. All the way down to the bottom. No calibration. Check for shorts. Yeah. Shore power is turned off. Plug in the module. Put everything to 12 o'clock. Plug output 1 into a VCO. Okay, we can get to that. We want to see if it lights up first. That's the plan. So we've got this here. That's connected. Let's just put it on its side for a little bit. Is it plugged in over there yet? Look at that! Got lights. Got lights. Oh look, there's a light there too! Look at that! Ah, the 3 LEDs worked. Flipping genius. Flipping genius! Wow. So, do we have time to work out what it does? Are we actually going to get sound out? Because I was messing around with the sound earlier to get it all to work, which is probably why that microphone died. But it would be good to actually have something happen. I would approve of that, I think. So, let's put a clock in. If I can. If I have a long enough cable. What's that? Okay. I could take that off my head, couldn't I? Take that off. Right, that's a definite thing. Take that. Plug in a clock. Set it running. Alright, I've got a flashy light. That's a good sign. Out one. So it's going to be that, isn't it? Does it have... It's got 2 outputs. See, I don't actually know how it works, so I don't know what triggers things. Does out 2 trigger? Possibly. Where am I going to get sound from? So I've got sound over there. Let's plug it in. This is plugging in here, not getting anything there. Got this going into this doing this to this going into there. That should be doing something. It's not doing anything. So that should be giving me an output. Okay, so if I trigger it from something else, because evidently what I'm looking for is notes. Hang on. Just give me 3 more minutes. Cheers. So, I mean, on a traditional Turing machine, you also get a gate output or an occasional pulse output, which can be very useful. This, I don't know whether it does or not, but it is currently taking something, a tune, out of the output and running it into the supercar here. That's certainly happening. That seemed to have increased the pitch, I think. What is the clock? Go into it, very slow clock. Let's see if we can sort that out. Ooh. All right. So I've got to finish this up now because I have other demands on my time. But we kind of got there. We kind of got there in the end. Sorry about this microphone completely not working. I hope you can still hear me. I'm not entirely sure. Just going to bring that down to a lower level. Pulled it back from the abyss. Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, that was mighty frustrating. I mean, it's purely down. I mean, honestly, I mean, everyone is wonderful, all right? Divergent Waves, they're a super bunch of people doing super work with a super module. The frustration that I encounter is largely, it's a symptom of the fact that people who build modules, I get this all the time. People who build modules don't know what it's like not to have built and designed a module. And so they put together manuals based on the idea that people know what they're talking about. It happens all the time. And so they go on their merry way thinking they've created a manual for something, and it can be desperately hard for people who don't understand the language or know really what it is you're talking about, but want to understand electronics, want to build electronics, and want their module, you know. And so my advice to any manufacturer making kits out there is that you have to go down. You have to go the extra mile. You have to go to a beginner level where people are not going to understand what you're talking about. So this whole business with trying to get the pie to work, there's so much information out there, so dense, so many opportunities to fall over and stumble. And of course, if I sat down and methodically read through every single piece of information, I would get there. And I did. But the likelihood is that you want to build the module and you want to have fun with that. You don't want to be programming firmwares. Now, it's a reality of what we do. It's a reality of these kits, but it's not something that we enjoy doing. So just give us a step-by-step guide. Don't say, go to this website and find a tutorial. No, that's the worst thing. This is that you have your kit. You know what's in your kit. You've just got to go, hey, you've got this. Plug this into your computer. Press this button. Download this file. Put it on. You know, how difficult is that? It's not difficult. And it would have saved me and other builders a whole load of trouble. So just hopefully, if you ever get to see this, that will be helpful constructive criticism, I hope. But I will look into this a bit deeper because I'm keen to use this module. It's a module I actually desire to have in my rack. So I'm going to look into it a bit deeper and work out what the heck all these bits do, and maybe I'll do a little video on it if I can find the time. But otherwise, that was the build of the Divergent Wave Sycamore. The mutate button doesn't light up. I'm wondering whether that's going to be a problem, but I don't actually know whether it's doing a thing yet. So there are little bits and pieces, but everything else seemed to work okay. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I'll put the knobs on and everything, but not right now. So that's good. Thank you for joining me in the chat. There's been a bunch of people in there merrily going away, which is great. You don't get what it's supposed to be doing. It's generating a sequence so that the melody that you can hear is being generated by the Sycamore. I'm not doing anything. It's being generated by it. And you've got controls over shifting it around and the range and the length of the repeat, that kind of thing, and whether it changes or not. So that sounds like one note to me. I've now killed it. It's just doing one note. There we go. So I don't know. I'll have to look into how it actually works at another time. But we made a good start. We got through some walls of terror and got to a sensible outcome. So that's good. Thanks for joining me. Thanks ever so much. I hope you have a lovely evening. I will shut all this down now if I can work out how to do it and head off somewhere else. So thanks again. Is it that button? That'll do. There's no sound coming out of that either. I really messed up the audio system on here for some reason, but I'll get the hang of that another time. Thanks very much.